Warning! This podcast contains Smallville. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Supergirl, Season 3, Episode 6, Midvale. I'm your host, Dom. Joining me is Nikki and Rachel. How's it going? Woof.
And my dog Lola, apparently.
Yes, apparently Lola as well. This was a very different episode. What'd you guys think of it?
I actually kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I like seeing the background.
I like seeing their...
Like the original, like how Kara and Alex were started out. Like we see them, they have their tiffs, but like how close they are, like in present day, and then to see them like, at each other's throats and seeing Alex blame Kara for her dad dying, in quotation marks. So, yeah.
No, it was I really enjoyed the fact that we got a little more back.
It's great seeing it because we've heard a lot about them, as kids, and this episode was 10 years ago, and people are complaining continuity wise it's supposed to be 11 years ago based on Kara's age from present day to flashbacks. So
it seems like it's like a year. It sounds like it's a year after she landed. That's what kind of sounds like.
Yeah, there's some weird somebody could be born on like a weird month and 10 years still makes sense for the it could be 10 years and 6 months for all we know. So I don't think it's a huge continuity error between the age, whatever. I think it still works. But
it's so close that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I was born in December, so it's like when someone goes, "Oh, how old were you in this year?" It depends on what time of the year it was.
Exactly. So, like I said, I wouldn't worry too much about the continuity of it. But I think Isabella Vidovic, who played young Kara, was spot on. Like,
oh yeah,
I saw Melissa Benoist in her, like in some scenes, just like facial reactions, her voice, intonation, everything. It screamed Kara. Like,
yes, I felt the same way about the girl who played Alex.
They were both very well casted.
Yeah. They were. Well. Alex, to me, I think she was good, but I don't think she looked quite like Alex 10 years ago as much as Kara did anyway. But, it was still a great casting choice. It still felt like it was Alex. I just don't think it looked quite right. But yeah, Red Bandit in chat says, for the most part, I really liked this episode. That was a nice change of pace for the show. The only thing that annoyed me was Eliza. I thought it was ridiculous that she kept trying to turn Kara into someone she's not, rather than just telling her to be herself. But back then, too, it was a big worry, because, Clark... they're comparing Kara and Clark so much, and they really went out of their way to make a bunch of Smallville references this episode. I spent 9 seasons watching Smallville, so believe me, I caught everything that was to catch. Including the building Midvale High is the exact same building that they used for Smallville High School. It's actually Vancouver Technical Secondary School is the actual school, but it's the exact same building. And there were so many references. They name dropped Chloe first and foremost. Chloe was a character that is in the comics but was not originally. She debuted in Smallville. And then they made her into part of comic book canon. And even then, she had very little to do with Superman in the comics. She actually dated James for a bit in that one. But in the Smallville universe, she did have what was called the Wall of Weird, something that they made a direct reference to here on this. She was still the laptop tech guru that they were looking for one of their problems. She still fits that role. But does this make Smallville canon in Supergirl? No, absolutely not, because we already had a Supergirl in Smallville. This is just Smallville probably existed in an alternate DC universe, and they probably had some similar events going on here with characters and stuff, because as we know, certain worlds do have certain versions of the characters, like, as we've seen on Flash, Earth 2 had, multiple versions of certain characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Black Canary is, one of them.
Yeah. I don't think Eliza was so much trying to get Kara to be someone different. I think she was trying to get her to find herself, kind of find who she is on Earth, not always just this is who I am.
Well, it's also she's protective, and she's trying to teach her a little bit of responsibility because they don't want her to be found out.
No, they don't.
So she has to be responsible with her powers. It's not telling her to not use it. It is telling her not to use it. At the same time, it's trying to teach her that she has to be protective of herself, because if they find her out, they're going to make her into a freaking lab rat.
Yeah, that too. And she also wants her to be a kid. There's certain things she doesn't need to be worrying about. She's a kid. Just be a kid. That's all your job is. Get an education and be a kid.
She's looking up to, her cousin, though, because you see, like, she's obsessed with Superman. She's talking about, Lex Luthor and all this stuff in school, and the kids are like, nerd, like,
obsessed.
Why? What, are you in love with him? It's like, no, it's the Alex does defend her there, but we saw how much the sisters hated each other at this age.
Yep.
I
don't think Kara hated her. It was just like a misunderstanding because Alex hated her.
Well, Kara hated her because Alex hated her. She opened the bathroom door to tell her how much she hated her. She didn't even yell it through the door.
Yelling match.
It's just how sisters that are close at age like that. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
My sister's only 2 years younger than me, so I can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
My sister's 12 years younger, and we do that. So it's just sibling.
Yeah.
It's just, especially since she's adopted too, and they're really realistically it's probably a year out from when couple years from when Kara arrived, so they're basically flying blind through this whole entire thing.
Yeah,
they don't have any direction. Eliza's doing what she can. You know what I mean? And to keep Kara safe, and it's hard because because as a mom, you don't know if you're doing the right thing at the time.
Well, it's not even that. John Jones is looking out for her too. He took Alluria's form once again. Kara's mother, but he used the pseudonym Noel Neal, which the actress Erica Durance, who played Lois on Smallville, another Smallville nod. Noel Neal is the name Noel Neal is actually the original actress's name who played Lois Lane in the 1948 Superman movie.
Well, her name is Noel.
Yeah, Noel. Did it? Yeah, I kept saying Noel. Whatever.
Noel. It's spelled the same way, but Noel's your female and Noel's a male.
Yeah.
I had a friend in high school named Noel, and they spelled it like Noel. I'm like, this is confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Noel Neal. It's like a tongue twister because it's both. Like Noel, my mouth just doesn't want to do it. But that's the original actress's name from the original Superman movie. So I like that his alias he used as the name of the actress and not just, another DC character. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I don't know, I like this episode. It felt very, very different. It was a nice breath of fresh air. It was kind of like the break we needed from everything and just let the girls feel what they had to feel, and all that, and go back and explore, their memories where we had felt very Veronica Mars with the plot that they were dealing with, the case that they were dealing with, because you have Josie, Nikki's cat, dealing with like a 38-year-old teacher.
He's only 27. He was 27.
Was he 27? I thought they said. 38.
Yeah, he was 10 years older than her. She was 17, and he was 27.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because she's like, in 5 years, no one's gonna care.
Yeah, that's true. And then, so they're dealing with that statutory rape plotline, which is very Veronica Mars. And ends up being the sheriff, another kind of Veronica Mars. Little nod.
Not gonna lie, kind of cried when Kenny died.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just like, this guy is so nice. He's so sweet. And I was hoping we would see. I was like, when they were talking, I was like, well, maybe they'll meet up, and then he's dead.
Mm.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that like she'd find him in the city, and they'd be like, yo, and he'd be like,
hi.
Yo, hi,
Yeah.
how's it flying?
And then he died.
Yeah.
Well, they even made like a partial South Park reference.
Yes, they did. And I'm so glad she kicked the living shit out of that guy.
Yeah, because the jock that was picking on Kenny before, after Kenny died,
right.
he turned and went, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny!" And I was waiting for one of them to go. Yeah, I was waiting for one of them to go, "Those bastards."
Yeah.
Or like Kara to mutter it under her breath as they walked away. As in reference to those kids instead of the people who killed Kenny. Yeah, but still, I caught that little South Park reference. Poor Kenny. People with Kenny just don't have good luck.
Except for Kenny Loggins.
That's very true. It's very
Kenny
true.
Loggins is king of 80s soundtracks.
Yeah. So.
In Winnie the Pooh.
But Kenny was apparently spying on people through his telescope, and then was blackmailing all of them. The only person he didn't blackmail was Kara. He knew Kara was Supergirl.
Because he liked her.
Yeah. I mean...
She gave him the time of day. She treated him like a person.
She did, but she also kind of rejected him when he was going in for the kiss. So I was like...
and that wasn't really a rejection. That was more, she was embarrassed. She was shy. She didn't know. So it wasn't really a rejection.
To a young kid, though, at his age, that's rejection.
No, he saw it. He was like...
You could see it in his face. He realized, she wasn't ready for that kind of, like, she's Supergirl. He knows that she's not from this earth, that it would be a little bit awkward for her. He completely understood. You could see it in his face.
And that's why he's like, I'm glad you're my friend. I mean, it was so sweet. I'm like, the actor that played him was so cute and everything. And then they had to ask him, why?
That's how he gets all the ladies.
That's asthma, yeah. Why did they have to kill a character that we actually like?
Because the sheriff is a dick.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yep.
This is very true.
But Kenny was also tutoring Alex, and so they both had connection to him.
Mm-hmm.
Which was so weird because, Kara, she's like, nobody gave him the time of day, and now they're crying for him now that he's dead. And
I
Alex,
hate that.
Alex, she really it didn't faze her. Like, yet she had connections with Kenny, and she probably considered him as a friend because of him helping her out, even though she denied it to her fucking little posse. But it didn't seem like she cared, but she didn't feel any grief.
She didn't want to. I don't think she wanted to show it in front of her friend, or wanted to show it because she wouldn't be the cool kid. But
well, I mean, a lot of the other cool kids were still crying over his locker. So
I just love the fact that Kara basically called her out on her bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, what are you talking about? You're right along with them, and Alex couldn't say anything because she's like, fuck, she's right.
Yep.
I was just as much of a jerk to him as everyone else.
Yep. In the end, the parents gave Kenny's parents gave Kara the telescope. So which we see she still has this in present day. So
that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I love the fact the mom was like, he said so much nice things about you.
Yeah.
And it was just so sweet, and I was just like, why you gotta shove the feels right into that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the beginning, Alex did have a point, about Kara, about everything has to be on her terms. It has to be her way or no way, and she's right. And so hopefully Kara will come out of this. And I know she told Eliza that she has to be pretty much not human right now because, well, she's hurting and she's not letting anyone in. So she's like resorting to being I'm just gonna be an alien right now. I'm not gonna try to be human.
It's cool to see like the two contrasts because you have this whole episode where she's learning to become human,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then now in present day she's trying to shut off her humanity. She's trying to push it aside and focus on being Supergirl. Two very conflicting states for her, and I think going back and doing this flashback it really helps like understand the struggle she went through, you know, growing up to try to fit in, and it didn't work. It didn't work back then.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand. It's hard for anyone to lose someone, and plus she's lost so much, and I can understand her not just shutting down and not wanting to feel that loss anymore.
Yeah,
because she lost a lot.
A lot. But in the end, they get called back to the DEO, and that's when I noticed. I should have noticed it in the opening scene when they were driving there, but I didn't realize it until they were leaving that they were actually in John Jones's car.
Yeah.
AKA his spaceship.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were driving that around. And then it made it even funnier because they're blasting Gwen Stefani, Sweet Escape, singing really badly to it on the way back.
Yeah, why not? That's right. That's the kind of song you sing badly to in the car with your sister.
Does radio play anything but really terrible songs? Like, first we had Britney Spears, and now we have Gwen Stefani. Like, what's next? The Proclaimers?
You know what? The Proclaimers were the shit back in the day.
You know what?
I love that song. I love that song.
No, I liked Gwen Stefani up to a certain point.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it does take you back.
Yeah. I don't know, this is a really pretty straightforward episode. I liked the plot with the sheriff and everything because they misled us thinking it was the high school teacher, but it turned out it was the sheriff all along, and Kara busting through the wall, and it's like, how are they going to explain that to fix, like, what is the janitor just going to cinder block the wall?
I don't know, maybe. But when Alex was like, well, I know someone that's listening right now. Hears everything you say. I'm like, oh, dude, he's going to make like, what? I don't believe in Jesus or something, some stupid remark like that. And I'm just like, what? Or Santa or something, because the way she was talking about it was going that way. And I'm like, okay, come on, make a Santa joke or something.
I almost feel like the sheriff is going to come back up now. It's like we were hoping, that Kenny was going to come up or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking now we're going to get maybe the sheriff come back up.
I'm wondering. I want to see what happened to her friend and the teacher. Yeah.
Teacher. Well, I mean,
that'd be interesting, and maybe they can give us a little flashback at what all of them doing, like what the quarterback's doing now.
Yeah.
What Josie is doing, that kind of thing. Because Josie's like, we're in love. He loves me. Blah blah blah. You're 17, bitch.
Yeah, almost felt like a little bit of Riverdale here as well. So. There's a lot all crammed into
from the teacher and the student relationship. I got a lot of Pretty Little Liars from that.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of kind of TV tropes.
The teen dramas.
TV tropes all crammed into this flashback episode. And I think it was fun though. Even though they're TV tropes that you come to expect, it was still done in a fun manner.
I do like. I mean, it kind of shows you how they started, how well they worked together, and where it started.
Red Band in chat says Josie became a pussycat.
Yes, and made a horrible movie.
Look at this.
Oh, look, it's Josie.
Josie, why did you make that bad movie?
Yeah,
it was really bad.
Right, there we go.
It was really, really bad.
The last scene where. One of the last scenes is when they were looking through the telescope and they were like, oh, yeah, well, they came to terms. And Alex was like, yeah, I'm a mean drunk, all that jazz. I was looking at Kara's, sweater, and I was like, I really want that sweater. It looks super duper warm.
It looks so comfy.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the only thing is weird is she fell asleep with it on. I was like, yeah, I can't sleep with this sweater. Like, no, let's take that off. Why are you wearing the sweater to bed?
Yeah. Rimram in chat is saying that did you guys see the new Supergirl teaser for the Justice League movie? I have not actually. I'll probably watch the teaser afterwards. I kind of have not been keeping too up on the DC movies. DC movies, in my opinion, just have not been good. They've just never been good, in my opinion.
There's only one
Christopher
reason
Nolan Batman movies were good, but after that and before
there's
that,
only one reason I'd watch the Justice League.
Because of Aquaman?
That'd be the only reason why I'd watch it.
That's probably the only reason why I'd watch it too.
Yeah, I'm personally not going to be seeing that movie in theaters or anything, but...
Yeah, no, I'm going to wait till it comes out.
No, yeah.
I'll wait till it comes out, because I just recently watched Suicide Squad, so... I like what they're trying to do. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't worth me going to the... No, it wasn't worth me going to the theaters to see, kind of deal. I don't know. Yeah. After seeing the DC TV series and everything that they're doing here, just trying to watch a movie, and I think the TV shows are what ruined Marvel for me too. It's just seeing what you can do in the TV show format and the amount of story and everything that you could tell. 2 hours is not enough time to cram it in on the big screen.
No.
Like, sure, it looks fantastic. Sure, the budget's huge. That's not enough for me. You know, I need the story. And to me, TV show fits comic books way more than movies possibly ever could, because it's the weekly format. It's the same thing of every month going to the comic book store and getting your new issue of the comic book. It's except for this, it's every week, you're waiting for your next issue.
I feel like Marvel knows how to do movies 10 times better than DC, because the new Spider-Man movie, Homecoming, was fantastic.
It was.
I liked the new Guardians of the Galaxy a lot too. So I feel like Marvel has a better handle on the movies, and I never could get into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I just couldn't. Their Netflix series, they're good too, because you can sit down and just absorb the story in one big chunk, whereas the weekly format for Marvel, I don't think they figured it out yet.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Marvel does great in the movies and terrible on TV, and DC does great on TV and terrible in movies. That's just...
Yes.
Each one has their own niche, and I prefer DC on TV anytime. I would absolutely love, in some way, shape, or form, be it on TV or movies, for DC to open the multiverse and do an episode where all of the Barry Allens come together and you pull the TV show Grant Gustin in, to jump on the big screen for a little bit, just for a cameo, just to be we acknowledge these universes exist in our multiverse, would be fantastic. So,
that would be crazy.
It would.
That's a lot.
Red Band also says Wonder Woman was great. I still haven't gotten around to seeing that.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard it was
me either.
Yeah.
And now there's a big uproar about the Amazon's wardrobe now, and Supergirl and Wonder Woman too.
Yeah. Because
2 different designers.
Yep.
So that happens.
It sure does.
I love the fact that we did get a different little spin.
Yeah.
It was.
Like I said, I loved, more than anything I loved in this episode, all the Smallville references. It brought me back to the good days of Smallville. I got so angry at Smallville around season 5 or 6 or whatever one Michael Rosenbaum left the show. And
that's when I stopped watching.
Yeah, I forced my way through it because I was trying to catch... I didn't start the show until it was in its final season. And I power watched everything and caught up to the show. Or it was the summer before the final season. That's what it was.
On Smallville's Lex Luthor. I loved Michael Rosenbaum so much. I was just like, oh.
But there was a point where I dreaded watching the show, and it was when Michael Rosenbaum left the show. But I forced my way through. I continued, and I was glad to see him come back in the end, and they tied up a lot of stuff, and it made it work really well. But the whole thing with this and giving the references in and just mentioning Chloe, that stuff just brought back such great memories.
I saw her cute little face and her little blonde bob immediately as soon as her name was mentioned. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, Chloe.
So I'm hoping
I never watched it, so
I'm
it didn't
hoping
make
we
me
get a
think.
version of Chloe in here because we know she exists in this universe. I would love to see Chloe show up in some capacity. They're probably not going to get Allison Mack to reprise the role of Chloe because she's kind of tied up in some really bad stuff right now. I'm not going to get into that. That's stuff you guys can Google on your
Google.
own.
On your own.
Yeah, that it's really, really bad. So, chances are they're not bringing her into the CW family. But with that being said, I would love to see it because even if because we know this is a different universe, like Supergirl's on her own world. If they do merge the worlds, like we really want them to, I know at least in the Smallville universe, the TV show, Chloe ended up getting together with Oliver. So I believe Chloe and Oliver actually got married on Smallville, if I'm not mistaken, just after forming the Justice League. I don't remember, but
He has a type, doesn't he?
he does. So would be interesting
Blonde
to
airhead.
get would be interesting to get Chloe in the mix. I would love to see it merge the
Blonde
worlds.
airhead that is techie.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, and stupid smart people.
So next week the episode is called Wake Up. When Winn... Oh, and side note, this is the first episode of the entire series of Supergirl that Winn has not appeared in, making Kara the only character to be in every single episode of the show.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. So when Winn and the team discover an alien ship has crash landed deep underwater between National City, Kara / Supergirl is called in to investigate. Meanwhile, Hank attempts to bond with his father, Miriam. Samantha, eager for some understanding of the changes she has been experiencing, looks to her estranged mother, Patricia Ayres, for answers. So, we get to meet Samantha's mother.
Adopted mom.
Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of forgot
Mom,
about the
where
Samantha
did you get me?
storyline a little bit because of this episode, but she's what I've been invested in. I'm looking forward to that.
Mom, where'd you get me?
I don't know. That last scene, not the episode before, with just the hand and the capsule in the ship. That's alarming. Like what got released out of that?
I don't know. What's a human weight of some site?
We will have to see. I kind of forgot about that. This episode did a good job of distracting, so bringing it back.
It did.
We needed it. We needed
did.
that little, fresh air. We needed something to clean our palate before they started diving into, this but the next episode, and then we get the crossover.
Yeah, we have this episode, Wake Up, and then right after that is Crisis on Earth X Part 1. So Supergirl is going to kick off Part 1 in the crossover. Arrow is going to be airing right after it for Part 2. And then I believe Flash and Legends will be Part 3 and 4. So it's 2 nights, 2-hour blocks. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be fantastic. And the way we're going to be covering the crossover, we're doing it all at once. We're going to do a giant podcast covering all 4 episodes all at once. And that will be in the Flash Legends time slot.
So,
Wednesday.
go to the bathroom, get your snacks, get your drinks, because it's going to be a long podcast.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, I think that about does it. Nikki, where can the people find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. Rachel, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Twitter at VikingWitch76 and on Twitch right here at VikingWitch.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon.
And you can find us all and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on both YouTube and Twitch at /ASO TV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, games, and movies. Till next time, see you guys later.
Discord?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's there too.
That's new too. That's a thing.
General Discord.
I gotta work that into my
General
show.
Disarray.
Chaos. Wait, what?
What?
Ooh.